Let me know when you're there, Daisy. You can, if you can't talk, just if you can put an emoji.
I'm good. I'm here. I just went to the bathroom real quick.
Oh yeah, no worries. It's just us right now, so.
Perfect. Yes. My boyfriend's girls are here, so you can kind of hear them bouncing around in the background.
Oh, nice. How old are they?
6 and 8.
Aw, yep, Leo and Ren.
Yep. Super cute.
Yes. And it's very smart.
Very
How are you today?
good.
Good. Is it raining?
It is raining. It's been on and off.
Yep.
But it's been pretty wet.
Yeah, same. It's raining here. It like looked like it was gonna rain this morning, kind of sprinkled, and then it was like nice for a long
Yeah.
time, and it just started like downpouring, like
Same here.
maybe 10 minutes ago.
It's good for your garden.
It is. I'm excited. I
Yeah.
wish I would have gotten plants in it today, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's a process for sure.
Yeah, and like that's just it is what it is what I'm learning. It's like, oh, you
It
know,
is what it is.
yeah, same as this practice here.
100%.
Yes. Thank you so much for showing up too for all of these. I really appreciate it because this is for my school. So I was like, oh my gosh, I hope people come tonight. I'm gonna have to do another one if they don't.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I totally understand that you have to do the practice runs to get it going.
Yeah.
You're already in the second year, right? It was like a 2-year practice run.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
February.
exciting. Good
Yeah, it's
job.
crazy. Yeah, thank you.
You have
It's crazy.
so much going on at the same time.
Yeah, I do.
How's the house reno going? I saw your post about him putting the screen door up. I'm like, he's so handy.
Yeah, it's going. Yeah, it's going. We had some major like backup plumbing issues happening with the toilet, but I like had enough and took my rage out on like plunging it, and it seemed to have fixed it. So
Yes, it just needed
yeah.
some mom frustration.
Seriously, Toya was here and she was just standing there watching me laughing. Hey,
Oh,
Amanda.
welcome to home
Welcome.
ownership.
You don't have to respond if you can't.
Hey,
Hello. Awesome. So far, it's just you two. So, well, if you guys are cool with it, I'm just going to get started at 7:05.
sure thing.
Awesome. How are you today?
I'm tired. I'm menstruating and it's just like kicking my ass. So I like just woke up from a nap. So I'm just like letting myself rest. I mean, I felt like I was effective with my time earlier and then I allowed myself to rest. So
Good. Good. Well, oh, hey, Audrey. We're just
Hi.
doing a quick check-in. Oh, hey, Britt. Awesome. You
Hey.
feel free to say how you're feeling or put it in the chat or, refrain.
Emotional.
Emotional, yeah. Yep. It's watery outside. So, and are we in Gemini season now? Yeah, feeling
yes.
good today. Yeah. Yeah. So we're probably feeling maybe a little ungrounded. Tonight's practice will be hopefully really grounding. It does involve, it's like about movement, but since it's mindfulness, this isn't like vinyasa yoga where we're like, doing chaturangas and trying to do headstands and all that. It's really about embodiment, an embodiment of the word mindfulness. So Let me make sure that's popping up. Okay, cool. So movement for meditation, what is it? Why do we do it? How do we do it? So I put movement at the end of this course because I felt that it made sense to first get an understanding of the fact that we need to become aware of our breath. We need to become aware of our body. We need to become aware of emotions and thoughts that are happening, in this phenomenon too, called life, called the human experience, um, before we try and embody movement, if that makes sense. And the point of sitting down and doing these practices isn't just to keep this to ourselves and to keep the changes that are happening inside to ourselves. It's about being able to then walk in the world, in our relationships, ebbing and flowing in and out of this coming to awareness, the ebbing and flowing of the embodiment of this practice. It's not just to come and sit down on your cushion or wherever you do your mindfulness practice, even if it's standing for 5 minutes. It's then, can you then move with that into the world? And since this is a heart-centered practice, that movement is also heart-centered. So those are a few reasons why we do it. What is it is kind of similar to how we do it, I'm realizing as I'm looking at the slide. And we're going to get into a little bit more of that later. So things like yoga, things like Qigong, Tai Chi, even just like sitting, if you're about to take if you're going to do a seated practice, just, doing some stretches, maybe incorporating the breath. That's movement for mindfulness, movement for meditation. Dance, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel that there's no limit to how we can embody and use our bodies to embody mindfulness, especially because we haven't even, conquered our entire brain yet. So there's no limit to how we can take this practice and really make it our own through embodiment. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, a wrong way would be to be harmful towards others. But that's, again, why we sit down and practice, to check in with ourselves about, really, is that really where we want to move from? So let's start with a 10-minute sit again. Same thing as last week, but it'll be a little different. I don't really write down my meditations right now. But I want to guide you through a practice that, again, just brings together all of the skills that you've been building on. So breath awareness, body awareness, emotional tone awareness, thought tone awareness, a little bit of self-compassion, a little bit of metta. Yeah. So, oh yeah, and the 5 senses. I'm going to start out with you there too. So go ahead and get comfortable. Seated, if you're seated, just noticing the tall spine. If you're laying down, same thing, seeing if you can notice length in the body. If you're standing, wherever you are, notice the length. And then see if you can first come into full attention, full awareness of your sense of touch, your sense of connection. So drawing your attention to whatever it is you're seated on, wherever the body meets that, or wherever you're laying. Maybe you're able to notice the clothing on your skin. Maybe you actually touch the clothing on your skin and notice the texture. And then seeing if you can Bring awareness directly into the feet. Notice where the feet are connected to whatever it is they're connected to. And then shifting your awareness to your sense of sound. So noticing my voice or any other immediate sounds in your space. And then shifting that attention to sounds in the distance. Anything further away, maybe outside the space you're in. And then gently shifting your attention to your sense of taste. So maybe noticing, maybe you just ate dinner right before you hopped on here or had something to drink, or you don't taste anything. You just notice that now you're hungry. And then shift your attention to your sense of smell. Noticing any smells in your space, or noticing the quality of your sense of smell. It's allergy season, maybe there's something going on. And then gently shifting your awareness to your sense of sight, whether your eyes are opened or closed. Just noticing any colors, any shapes, any textures, maybe the quality of your eyesight, with no judgment, no expectation around what you should be seeing, how you should be seeing, just being in agreement and meeting yourself where you're at with your sense of sight. Now gently turning all your five senses inward, seeing if you can become aware of your breath. So starting to follow the inhale all the way in, and then the exhale all the way out. Seeing if you can stay with this next breath all the way in and all the way out. And this next one, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. Maybe now noticing where in the body the breath is traveling to and traveling from. Seeing if you can follow the inhale all the way in. Notice where the body is rising, if at all. And then following the exhale, notice where the body is softening. And then gently shifting all of your attention into your hands. So now coming into the hands, feeling from the inside out, sensing from the inside out, this field of awareness. Maybe even rubbing the hands together if that works for you to bring more awareness there. Noticing any sensations that arise or are already there. And sensations, again, are limitless, just like us. Maybe you feel temperature, maybe you feel tingling, pulsing, swirling, vibrating. Maybe you feel nothing. And then seeing if you can bring that awareness to the whole body, from the head, through the shoulders, into the arms, the hands, the fingers, down the torso, the hips, the legs, the feet, this whole body, the length, the depth. And then now seeing if you can shift into awareness of your emotional tone or attitude right now in this moment. Maybe there's one, maybe there's more than one, but allowing yourself to withhold judgment, no stories here, just noticing the tone. And then gently shifting that observation to your thoughts, your thought tone. It's the attitude or the tone of your thoughts right now in this moment. And again, withholding any judgment. Being in agreement with what's arising. And then now seeing if you can move into watching your thoughts come and go, maybe as clouds in the sky or leaves on a river or red balloons floating in the sky. Just notice the mind doing its job, and you become the witness. And then gently bringing your hands to your heart if that feels good to you. Maybe finding your own heartbeat or just noticing your hands comforting you however feels right in this moment. And then always, always time for a little self-compassion practice, saying the thing you need to hear right now in this moment, or the words or the phrase that maybe you've been carrying around. Just allowing yourself some kind, loving words, some well wishes, some metta towards self. Maybe I am phrases, or may I be, or I am here, I see you, or thank you. And then taking a nice breath in through your nose and exhale, sighing it out, allowing the hands to float down, gently coming back into this space. No rush here, just nice and slow. Maybe taking some mindful movements. Here's a good opportunity to take some head circles, shoulder rolls. I think I showed this one before. Maybe I like doing the arms up, shoulders down, and then like bringing your hands to your shoulders. Just it builds a little heat, but it also allows this nice lengthening of the torso. all around the front and the sides and the back. And then this grounding down. All right. So put it in the chat or say it out loud. Where's your favorite place to be outside in the world? I picked this question just as a little quick community builder. It's always nice to get to know each other. But since we're talking about movement and going to be practicing walking meditations, just to get and standing, just to get like an idea going for ourselves of, well, okay, where can I take this practice outside into places that I genuinely like? Audrey says staring into the sunset. Beautiful. I love the sunset. Hence the picture.
For me, it's surrounded by trees.
Ooh,
Ideally palm trees, but pretty much any tree.
yes, Britt agrees with you. Under a big tree, she says. Yes. And honestly, I was watching a video today before this on these embodiment practices. And he was talking about, you know, standing meditations and being outside in nature and touching a tree and just letting the tree talk to you. Healy says looking at the ocean. Yes.
There's a
Beautiful.
tree at my neighborhood park that I pretty much hug every time I go for a walk, and I say thank you.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I need to start doing that more. I need to put that into my practice more. It's very rewarding.
Yeah. And speaking of mindfulness,
Yes.
last week I went to a Daybreaker, like the little dance yoga party thing, and they did an
Yes.
amazing little mindful session where we went to each plant, like everyone picked their favorite plant, and we did kind of like a silent meditation kind of thing. And something that he brought up that I never really thought about, and now I'm super aware of, is saying thank you for the energy that the trees and plants give us, but also see what energy we can give to the plants, you know, like just be
Mm.
mindful of the energy that we can give back and not just be takers.
I love that. Yes. Yes. It's so true. And, you know, there's all these studies out there where, you know, with both water and plants, like when we speak into it, I'm sure you guys have probably heard me use this a lot, but I'm going to say it again because it's true. Our energy is powerful. Our words are powerful. But even if you just write a word on a paper that we wrote and put it in a plant, and if it's a negative word, that plant doesn't do as well, as the positive word. Isn't that interesting? But it's vibrational. And like Daisy said, I love that. It is about, you know, yes, saying thank you, but also maybe even saying, how can I help you? And maybe the tree will talk back to you. I feel like I'm reflecting their beauty. Oh shoot, I lost it. Hold on. Let me read it. I feel like I love singing to birds and trees. I feel like I'm reflecting their beauty back at them without resistance. Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. And we're all connected. Awesome. And my favorite place to be is like all of those places. Definitely water and sunsets. So mindfulness this is our last session. Anyone want to take or just want to share their definition today, right now in this moment? And that's okay if no one does. But it's just an always ever deepening understanding, at least for me, of the word. So I don't ever want to just have one solid definition for myself. And secretly, I like to hear from you guys because it helps me deepen my understanding. It looks like Daisy's typing, so I'm waiting. Moment by moment awareness of thoughts, energy, and surroundings, accepting without judgment. I love that. Definitely.
I feel like since we've been doing these sessions, I definitely have been more into because I feel like before we got more thinking about mindfulness, it was more for me like, oh, it's just being present, but I feel like since this and really thinking about it week to week and really just being like, what am I present with?
Mm,
But the biggest shift for me has been accepting without judgment, for sure.
mm,
It's like
yeah.
it is what it is. Like that's something that I've been like affirming myself and in the sense and accepting too that I manifested that. So whatever is coming through, then seeing what else can I create, So it's like it is without judgment, but then also knowing that if I created this, then what do I want to create?
It's a door opener. Yeah. Like it's such a practice of awakening to your own aliveness that, yeah, you realize, wow, I am connected to all of this, and when I give, it gives back to me. So what else can I create? What can we co-create, like you said, with the trees? What can we do together? And mindfulness is, as Rich would say, Mick mindfulness will have you believing it's just about being present, but it's being present in such a way that you are touching the aliveness of your own human experience, and you understand the preciousness of it moment by moment. And that's not easy to do. That's why it's a practice, and that's why it's an ebbing and a flowing, and that's why there's so much metta and compassion involved, because we have to give ourselves grace, because things happen and we get uh taken, out of that consciousness, from the witness stand, and we get right into that emotional state, and that's okay. It's just then we get to use our tools and figure out how can we get back into our bodies, into alignment into agreement with our heart, and move from that space. So I hope I'm not rambling. So just, keeping in mind the foundations of mindfulness. Definitely look that up and check out articles on the foundations of mindfulness. They're quick and they're easy, and I think once we're done here, you guys will really hopefully you can skim through the article and be like, oh yeah, yep. So that's always fun. And then just remembering there's always going to be obstacles that are going to be in the way, and just trying to have those attitudes that we've been reviewing of, patience, gratitude, and definitely humor. What do we want? These monks are chanting in a protest. Tara Brach always uses this, and I think it's hilarious. And obviously you see it. What do we want? Mindfulness. When do we want it? Now. All right. So just, benefits of mindfulness. I'm going to keep going just due to time, because I do want us to have a little bit more time to talk at the end, since it's the last, and I want us to practice the moving, the standing and walking. But just something for you to always keep coming back to. Like, again, we're negativity bias. We know for the most part when we don't like something, and we're usually aware of some cues in our body, mindful gauges that tell us when we don't like something. But it's about becoming aware of when things do open us up and have us be uh, ready for whatever is about to come. So just trying to remember when you've had a good mindfulness practice, even if it's like 30 seconds of like, that was like, I remember I was aware for 30 seconds. Try and remember that, replay that in your mind, and like visualize that and see yourself doing that over and over again. Start to really, um, you know, imprint these benefits, these positive uh, consequences from your practice. The more and more you show up, the more and more you're going to realize your own benefits. And it will do you some justice to like write them down, maybe even create some art with your mindfulness experience. I say that to myself too. And then, my fave, just letting you know, I highly recommend the Trauma Sensitive Mindfulness book by David Trelevin. I recommend his Trauma Sensitive Mindfulness certification course, not even to just be a teacher, but just to really deepen your own understanding of your own experience. I was on scholarship for that as well. So check that out and apply for scholarship. If ever you need help, I'm here. Mindfulness is just a great tool to help not only understand what self-regulation is, but be able to do it for yourself. And so we talked a lot about all of this already, and many of you have been in my classes before. So widening your window of tolerance. I wanted to do rain with you guys. I said that we would do it. I want to do it with you, especially because I think it is, it's just a nice practice to become well versed in, because then you can do it kind of like quickly, in the heat of the moment, if you will. And we're going to practice it today, but I don't want you choosing any emotion that is, over a stress level of like 3 to 5. And truly, because I just want to get the skills. I want you to get the skills, and then you get to dose yourself from there, or microdose yourself from there. And that's back to the titration meditation, the dosing. So RAIN is recognize, allow, acknowledge, accept, or recognize is the R, and then A is the allow, acknowledge, or accept, whatever, or agree, right? Or be in agreement with what is. I should put that on there. And then I is inquire or investigate, and then N is nurture. And then there's after the rain, this almost like choiceless awareness space where you are just sitting and maybe even thanking yourself, kind of like we thank the rain, because we're usually like, wow, we needed that. So that's kind of how after the rain is like thanking yourself, like, yeah, I needed that. I needed to just take a moment to like notice where and what's going on with this emotion. So this will be just a few minutes. It won't be super long, so that we can get into the standing and walking, and then have some talking. And then you get the rest of your night. All right. So go ahead and get comfortable. Once you arrive in your designated posture for rain, just take 3 mindful breaths, following the breath all the way in and following the breath all the way out. Noticing the body grounding down. Notice yourself being supported by whatever it is you're sitting on. And then gently bringing to mind an emotion that you've maybe been working with, or noticed that it's been just a little challenging. Maybe it's like a little bit of shame or guilt around like not waking up early to get things done, or something not too like attached to maybe even other people. And once you have that, that's the R, just recognizing that emotion is present. And then the A is just allowing that emotion to be here in the moment without changing it or acknowledging it as it is, accepting it, or just being in agreement with what has arised, the emotion. Again, no, without judgment, without trying to change or wishing it should be another way. And then the I is where we get to inquire somatically this emotion, how we're experiencing it in the body. So seeing if you can track or become aware of where that emotion is resting or arising in the body. And then using your mindfulness tools, seeing if you can become aware of any texture of that emotion or any temperatures or heat around it. Is there pressure? Is there an openness or an ease? Is there a numbness, or do you not feel anything? Just inquiring, again, not cognitively, not using these storylines, but rather it's embodiment of what's here. And maybe you're noticing other emotions arising with it. Just take note. Maybe there's a tone or that attitude that you're able to give to this experience. And then the N is nurture. So really tuning into what you might need right now in the moment, or what you might need when we're done, either with this practice or this session. This is the space for you to be able to really take care of yourself and give yourself another moment of tender, loving care. Maybe it's a hand on the heart right now. Maybe it's a hug, a self hug. Maybe it's a big breath in and a big breath out. And then gently coming into this after the rain, choiceless awareness, almost as if gratitude is the essence of this cleansing meditation. And when you're ready, gently taking another big breath in and out, gently coming back into this space. Maybe again, taking some movement, staying in the body, noticing any pieces that extra love. Awesome. So that's rain. Uh, and what I really want to do, I haven't done this, and I've been recommended this by the school that I'm in for this mindfulness certification, is doing rain in partners. So finding a rain partner and then buddying up with them, and you don't. I think my understanding of it is you don't like give rain to each other, but you do it at the same time, and then you talk about your experience together. Um, and what people say is it's just been really almost like a mirror, right? And also a connection where you don't feel so alone. Like you'll maybe find that you guys have a lot in common, or that like emotions arise and do similar things in bodies. So it's a really cool experience. I need to check it out for myself with a partner. I think I've done it once, but that was a long time ago. And again, these are practices that we show up to. So uh, rain is dope. All right. So we talked about this mindful or movement in mindfulness. Why do we move? Because these are we're human beings that are like alive in the world, and mindfulness again is a practice that allows us to touch that aliveness in ourselves, and then also go out into the world and see the aliveness, see the goodness in everyone and everything. Definitely recommend trying yoga, qigong, and tai chi if you haven't tried them. There's YouTube videos. They're beautiful practices. So standing meditation. Let's everybody start by standing, and I'll just talk us through. We're just going to get into it right now. I'm going to move my camera though. Hopefully you can see. So I'm going to use mountain pose just to start, to kind of talk through like a rigid standing posture versus the point of a standing meditation, which is a little less rigid than like if we were just standing in mountain pose. So first, let's come to mountain pose, and you can start with your feet together, knees together, or hips distance apart. And then see if you can start to check in. We're going to move from the feet all the way up to the head. Lift your toes, wiggle your feet. Notice your big toe, pinky toe, inner outer heels, grounding down. And then check in with your knees. You're going to lift your kneecaps if that's accessible. And then try and spiral your upper thighs in. So this is like, we're like trying to bring everything into alignment. And then our tailbone, not sticking out our bottom, try and bring it level with the ground. And then the frontal hips lift, and then the torso rises. And then arms are at your side, fingers spread wide, shoulders down away from ears, head, crown reaching towards the sky. So this is mountain pose. A nice, strong, tall mountain. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, sigh it out. And now see what it feels like to be standing in this embodiment of this mountain pose, Tadasana. Notice any sensations in the hands as the fingers are spread wide. Maybe noticing what's going on in the knees or in the feet. And then gently let that go. And then just come to a nice standing, what feels good to you, standing up straight posture. The arms can hang at the sides. And then just draw your attention to your feet only, just your feet. Notice the grounding down into the earth. Maybe notice any heat or temperature. Maybe notice any swaying, any movement already happening. We look still, but again, we're alive. And see if you can travel up into the legs, noticing, and maybe even starting to bring in any movement on your own, any little swaying, any natural movement. And then including the hips. And then maybe even the torso into the shoulders, still staying aware of from the feet through the legs and the hips, the torso, the shoulders, into the arms, and then into the head. And I'm not really moving, but like really truly don't be shy to like, if you want to start like moving, just starting to move. And like in Qigong, they do movements like this. I don't want to quote what it means because I don't know, but And then now see if you can bring your breath into this. So at your own pace, just inhaling, lifting the hands up. And then exhale, you can either bring them down through center and front, kind of gently smoothing out your energy, smoothing out that breath, or you can bring them straight back down, inhaling up and exhaling the arms down, whatever feels good. Take a couple more breaths here. Take 2 more breaths at your own pace. And then come back to stillness. Find a comfortable standing posture in stillness just for a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to move into walking meditation. So walking meditation, you can stay standing. Similar to movement is just, it's deepening to me. It deepens this embodiment practice of mindfulness meditation. Seeing if you can stay present with every single step, every single move the body makes. So you don't even need a lot of space. I'm on my yoga mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the back of my yoga mat, and I'm going to show you what we'll do. And then you can just start on your own. And what happens is you come into that standing meditation posture, and you can have your hands in front. You can have your hands behind. I like to have mine behind sometimes when I do walking meditation. And then you just start to walk, but you stay as much as you can. Stay just like you try to stay with that inhale and exhale from beginning to the end. Stay with every movement from the beginning to the end. So even just picking one foot up off of the floor, you go nice and slow, and that's one step. And you stay with the foot as it comes down, and then you stay with the other foot as it comes up. So go ahead and start at your own pace and just take 5 steps forward as mindfully as you can. And then once you get done with the 5 steps, and go as slow as it feels comfortable and never move faster than you can feel. Once you get to the 5, see if you can turn. You're going to pivot. Just pivot nice and slow. Either direction, doesn't matter, but stay with that. Even noticing the hips, the shoulders, what all has to come and move with the turn. And then take 5 more steps. And then however slow or fast you're going, excuse me, do at least 2 to 4 more walk. Not like front and back is 1, but just 5 steps is 1, and then turn, and then so 2 to 4, your own pace. And then whenever you're done, there's no rush at all. Just coming back into that standing meditation posture. Truly no rush. Just taking a few more moments, standing mindfully again, noticing the body from the head to the toes, through the fingers, seeing if you can feel your own aliveness swirling around. Your whole body is this field of awareness, just like a tree swaying. Notice your connection to the earth, grounded down through the feet, still rising up nice and tall. So these 2 energies at the same time. And then when you're ready, take a nice big breath in. Maybe your arms come up. And then exhale, bring them down, maybe through center at the heart. And then thank yourself, and you can have a seat now. Awesome. All right. So the standing, you did the standing, you did sun breaths, and kind of like radiant breaths is what the guy was saying. So sun breaths is where you're inhaling arms up and then exhaling them down, or you can bring them up and down like this. And then radiant breath is where in Qigong, you're smoothing that breath down. And then you can also go this way. You can bring it up and then out. So then you would inhale up, but you switch hands in front. So like the left hand crosses in front on one breath, and then on the other breath, the right hand. And then walking meditation. So you can do it indoors, you can do it outdoors. You don't have to you don't have to walk back and forth either. You can go straight. It's all up to you. So, all right, we've made it to the end. So I just want to open it up. We'll take like the last minute to just have a little bit. So we have about 5-6 minutes to answer any questions or just talk about anything that comes up or has come up. And I'm happy to throw questions out, and if you guys want to answer questions like, just thinking about how you're going to integrate what you've learned into your routine. Is there anything that you now want to learn that maybe you think other people would be interested in learning too? How did the rain practice go? How did the first meditation go in the beginning? Because you guys did a lot of practices today.
I love the rain tool. I think that for me, it's really, I think even just working, because I work the private events, so there's so much energies going on. I feel like that's a good tool for me that I could use at work, just check in with myself real quick and, see where I'm feeling it and releasing it. So I definitely love that tool, and I'm sure to pass it on.
Yes. Yeah. Amanda, actually, who's with us tonight, Amanda is the one who introduced me to rain many years ago. And yeah, that's amazing. So thank you, Amanda.
Shout out to my therapist. She's the one who introduced me to it. So yeah, I think it's something that, you can always take with you. And I was reading something before this, how like where is it? Let me find it real quick. Every behavior is a need trying to be met. So I think rain just kind of allows us it helps us listen to what we may actually need in that moment.
I love that. And I love that you said it that way, because that's another thing that the N can stand for in rain. Need to be met. So what need needs to be met right now? So yeah, I love that, Amanda. Thank you. Yeah, Stacy, write that down. I'm going to write that down too. That's exactly right. I think Keely said she loves rain too. Yep. For those of you, well, actually, everyone, Keely, if you come home, I'm going to try and do, I have another practicum that I have to do. I could either do another mindfulness course like this, but I don't want to. I want to try go at a 6-hour silent meditation retreat where we will be outdoors hiking, So we'll be doing like silent meditative walking. We'll sit in silence. We'll eat together mindfully in silence. Ooh, walking in rain, yes. And then we'll also like talk and stuff. So that's my plan. That will be free, I think. So we'll see. But yeah, that's at least moving forward. Stay tuned for that. I would love, love, love to be able to do that with you guys. The other option is I could do it virtually, but man, that's a lot. Like a 6-hour virtual. I've done it before and it's a lot.
What dates are you thinking for that?
I don't know. I might do one in June. Yeah, Audrey said rather in person. I was supposed to be scheduled for June and I was going to do it in Chicago. And then Jackson, I'm not sure. Maybe later in the summer. But I'll definitely, if you guys are okay with it, I'll email you guys as soon as I get that scheduled. Ooh, Audrey, yeah, you should. You should then.
Say I would go to Indiana too.
Well, yeah, we can do it out here. I can go check the yeah, I'll keep you on the email list permanently. Awesome. I'll check out the trails and find some good spots and we can do that. If you guys are willing, that'd be awesome. It'd be really awesome. Yay. Any last burning things before the clock turns to 7:59. Yes, I will, Britt. Yes. Yes, any excuse to get out of the city. True that. True that. You are welcome. You're welcome, Audrey. Thank you guys so much for showing up. This is huge, 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 huge. I will be sending out a survey. It won't be anything long at all. Yeah, that's what you can do to help is fill out the survey and be honest, be very honest. You know that I love what I do and I love refining my own style. So just be honest and yeah, let's sit for a few breaths, maybe take 3 breaths together and then sit for like, I don't know, like 10-20 seconds of stillness and then I'll close us out officially. So let's go ahead and inhale and exhale. 2 more, inhale and exhale. Last one. Bringing your hands to your heart if that feels good to you. One last time for this session and this entire course. Thank yourself for showing up. This is the work. There's nothing to fix. You are beautiful inside and out. May this course carry you through however long you need it. And know that I'm always here and so is this community. Namaste, Shanti. Awesome. Thank you guys. Happy May, happy Mental Health Awareness Month. Yes, you guys are awesome. You keep me going. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Yes, bye. Yes.
Thank you, Shea.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome.